What's up, guys? Atlas here. Long time no see. I apologize. I'm not going to go through a huge spiel because I feel like I keep doing that. And there's reasons, and I'm not going to go into them on a public forum because that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to make content. I'm here to pursue. And that's all you guys need to know. But what I will say is from here on out, this channel will be on a loose schedule. Okay, no more Saturday uploads, Sunday uploads. Life has been hectic. It's all hell. This has to stay a hobby for the time being. And because of that, I'm just going to take away the schedule. I'm still going to be pretty regular, more regular than I have been the last couple of weeks. But that's besides the point. Today, this might come as a weird topic of discussion. Okay. Maybe something that you weren't expecting. One thing to know about little old me is I fixed my hat. One thing to know about little old me is I love fantasy. I think I've said it in other videos. I love Dungeons and Dragons. I love Lord of the Rings. I love anything fantasy. And one of my favorites, Harry space Potter. Harry Potter. One of my favorite franchises of all freaking time. Read the books multiple times. Watched the movies. God knows how many times. But whatever. It's one of those things that if I'm in a relationship, you need to watch it at least once. That's how it works with me. Today I wanted to talk about a new release in that space. And even if you're not a fan, I might put you on to something. What I'm talking about is the full cast audiobooks that have been releasing since November. And essentially what these are the audiobooks re-recorded, but essentially it's like watching a movie in book form. I know people describe reading books like that, but this one, it's like a radio play. Like every character is voiced. There's sound effects. There's a new narrator. The previous one, I believe, was Jim Dale. Now, Cush Jumbo. Cush Jumbo. Anyway, this one is narrated by Cush Jumbo. Lovely narrator. But essentially, everything about it, like I said, it has the production value of a movie. Maybe not production value, but you know what I'm trying to say. It is a lovely experience, and the books are coming out monthly. Right now, as of the time of this recording, 5 of the 7 books have been released. April, we get Half-Blood Prince, and finally in May, we get The Deathly Hallows. Now, like I said, if you are not a Harry Potter fan, that is completely okay. I want to put you on because even if you're not a Harry Potter fan, these books are a 10 out of 10 experience. I would not just recommend them to people who like Harry Potter books. I would recommend this to anybody who listened to an audiobook before. 10 out of 10. Okay, I'm not going to get into spoilers, even though it's been like decades. However, I am going to talk about it in this video. There's going to be essentially me nerding out about these. But the cast is stacked, not in a star-studded cast, but people that they've chosen really fit the characters. For example, I wanted to bring this up. Mark Addy is Hagrid, and he sounds like the movie. It's uncanny how much he sounds like the movie. And in my opinion, nothing against the previous actor, rest in peace. But he adds, like there's movie Hagrid and then there's book Hagrid, and he encapsulates it perfectly. Another one that I wanted to pop out. Rebecca Root is Pomfrey. The voice is a lot different than what I would expect of Madame Pomfrey, if you know who that character is. She's the nurse at the school. But the actress encapsulates it so well. And it's hard to describe, or it's just like the cast makes me think of them, like their voices. I'm not sitting there going, oh, Daniel Radcliffe is Harry Potter or Emma Watson is Hermione, right? I associate their voices as well to the character. And I say as well because the movies are the movies. It's just a lovely experience. Like Sirius Black, I'm going to mispronounce this. Sope Dirisu, he has a different take on what Sirius Black would be. And opposed to that, Ewan Rayon is Remus Lupin. And he's exactly what I think Lupin would have sounded like. And it's very akin to the movies. Who else? Oh, I know I said that it wasn't really a star-studded cast. But I have to bring up the 2 names that I recognized almost immediately. I I want to say side character. If you know anything about Harry Potter, the portraits in the Wizarding World move as if they're real people. And I don't know exactly how that works. Somebody who knows how that works can probably tell me in the comment section. But one of the portraits in Hogwarts is of a knight who wants the smoke at all times, named Sir Cadogan. Now, you could give me a million guesses as to who would voice this character, and I would never guess him, but he does it so well. It is Matt Berry. If you don't know who Matt Berry is, I'm going to put some characters that he's voiced right here. If you don't know who that name is, you know his character. One off the top of my head, he voiced the villager in the Minecraft movie at the very end. You saw it. And I believe he was a dolphin in one of the SpongeBob movies. He's done a lot of stuff. He plays Sir Cadogan, and he does it very well. One of my favorite characters. I didn't realize this until after I had listened to the 5th book. I don't really need to find his name because I know who does it. James McAvoy voices Alistair Moody, or Mad-Eye Moody. And let me tell you, not going to say when, but his rent was due. His rent was due, and he earned it. If you've read the books, you know what I'm talking about. But he goes off. It was unsettling to listen to him go. And like, these books are just a wonderful experience. Enough for me to sit here and make a video about it. But, you know, like Severus Snape, they had, the way that they have this cast list set up on the website is it's categorized because there's so many people in here. But they have Riz Ahmed as Severus Snape. They got Michelle Gomez as McGonagall, and she does it very well. Severus Snape, if you're thinking of Alan Rickman, it doesn't really sound the same. Not that they, let me say that first. Not that that is their goal to sound like the movie versions, but going from reading to the movie, you associate that voice with the character. So there's the comparison, not necessarily in a competition sort of way. But McGonagall is spot on. Severus Snape was different. That's all I'm going to say. It was really good, but it was different. And finally, because I hate this bitch and I'm finishing up the 5th book right now, Order of the Phoenix. Keira Knightley is Dolores Umbridge. She goes off. But Hugh Laurie as Dumbledore, Matthew McFadyen as Voldemort. I do want to bring up one of my gripes, and I hope this doesn't really count as a spoiler, because it's not really. When I picked up the 1st book, one of my first thoughts was, am I going to listen to a 13-year-old voice actor throughout all 7 books? Now, I know what you're thinking. Atlas, they all grow up. The course of the books is 6 or 7 years. But I was thinking to myself, do they change the voice actor? Because I would really like that. I don't want to listen to 3 squeaky Xbox party people fighting Voldemort in the 7th book. They do change the voice actors. The first 3 books, Frankie Treadaway is Harry Potter, Max Lester is Ron Weasley, and Arabella Stanton is Hermione Granger. And then from 4 to 7, they have Jackson Knopf as Harry Potter, Riz Mulligan as Ron Weasley, and Nina Barker Francis as Hermione Granger. One of my biggest gripes with the audiobooks, and this is such a small thing that I'm still giving them 10 out of 10. And this is partly because I didn't look into it because I wanted it to be a surprise. Going from the 3rd book to the 4th book, it is very jarring because their voices change. And it's like a huge jump. They go from, like I said, squeaker Xbox 360, Call of Duty lobby kids to I'm about to graduate college and I've been through puberty twice. Levels of, they sound like adults, is what I'm trying to say. And on top of that, when you're not used to it or you get slapped in the face with the new voices, Harry and Ron sound very similar at the beginning of 4. But once you get used to it, it's very easy to distinguish them. Especially when you have a narrator in your ear saying, Ron said, Harry said, Ron yelled, Harry yelled. All in all. And that's my only gripe so far. Like I said, the 6th one comes out next month. I'm not sponsored. The 7th one comes out in May. But the narrator you can listen to for hours on end. You'll never get sick of them. There's sound effects. The spell effects are, it's hard to describe, similar to what you would hear in the movie. In the sense that, spoiler alert, when a Patronus is cast, there's like a small little choir. Or like a chorus that plays. There's the, like it sounds like the spells from the movie, which is something I think the movies did very well with the spell effects. And when when the moments begin, when the series itself begins to be more serious, it leans into that very well. Because obviously in the first like one or two books, the first book is not, and this is just my opinion, it's not serious, right? You can take it as serious as you want, but it's not serious. As you go down the line in terms of the series, obviously it gets more and more and more serious and more dark. And one of my worries was that they weren't going to be able to translate that well, but I was pleasantly surprised. So it's not like an anime where they're announcing their moves. When they say stupefy, they say it how you or I would say it, God forbid. I received a wand. The books are very good. It's hard for me to continue talking without talking about spoilers. If you do not, if you plan on reading or watching the movies, now's a good time to click off, because I do want to talk about one moment from the books. And I briefly touched on it earlier in the video. So click off if you don't want spoilers. But at the end of the fourth book, you obviously find out the big twist. And the big twist being that Moody is not Moody. Because of the methods used to become Moody, he has the same voice, so it's James McAvoy that you hear throughout the entire book. The reveal, the way that he voice acted it, masterclass, in my opinion. I think there are a lot of talented voice actors nowadays in the industry. I don't know if James McAvoy's been doing voice acting, but he needs to get on it. Like I said, his rent was due, and I listen to these at work. I work at a job that I can listen to music or audiobooks, as we're talking about here. I was proverbially quaking in my boots at work. It was so unsettling to listen to. 20 out of 10 performance. And he's just the best of the best. I think there's no bad voice actors. You'd think when you're casting a wide net as this that there'd be like one bad one. No. I think everybody steals the show. It's amazing. And I'm excited to see, the rest of the books. So that's enough of me ranting to you about an audiobook that you may or may not listen to. I highly recommend it. I'm not sponsored, but if you get an Audible subscription, you can buy, so you get like one, depending on the level of your subscription, you can get 1, 2, and I believe there's a third tier where you get 3 credits every month, and you can use those credits to buy books and you get to keep them. So if I were to unsubscribe from Audible, I'd still keep the books. I have most of the Jim Dale Harry Potter books, as well as obviously some others. And then I stopped listening to audiobooks for a while, and I had enough saved up where I was just like, but I highly recommend it. It's well worth your money for the amount of content that you get. So say what you want about Amazon. If you're like, man, I need something to do, I want something to listen to while I play games or, whatever, full cast edition Harry Potter books. Guys, if you enjoyed this video of me ranting, talking about some not video game related, if you want me to talk about more books, leave a comment below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all soon. I love each and every one of you.